Today, we're in Judge Simpson's court for some misdemeanor arraignments, and surprisingly, a couple of guys are let off to jail in shackles. Here we go.
This is file 24654SM. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your patience. You got some tickets. We're going to discuss them. Some are under ordinance or Constantine, and some are under state law. No insurance is punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Excuse me, fine of up to $500, not less than $200. You're charged with operating without insurance, operating without a valid license, and improper plate. They also show a civil infraction from the same date. Looks like they got that in here twice. You can't get convicted twice of the same thing. The 1-year misdemeanor insurance charge cannot be charged as an ordinance. It has to be under state law. The other charges are under Constantine ordinance. My advice is that we set this for a pretrial with the county prosecutor and the Constantine prosecutor. See if we can come to some resolution. Do you have insurance on the car now?
No, sir. That car is going to the scrapyard, actually.
It got impounded?
No.
All right.
He let us take the car home.
All right. Your driving record shows you haven't had a license in some time. You had one. You got a bunch of unpaid tickets. Have you done anything to try to get your license back?
Your Honor, Indiana has my license so messed up. Every time I go to try to do it, they just lead me in a circle and I'm back to the beginning.
Yeah, and you can't get your Michigan license straightened out until you get your suspension lifted from Indiana. So you're in a catch-22. All the more reason why I think you could use a lawyer to help you with this. Do you have any objection to that? Plead not guilty and I get a lawyer to help you?
No, sir. I ain't got no objections.
What's that? All right, I'll show a plea of not guilty. How'd you get here this morning?
A friend of mine dropped me off.
Who's that?
Lindsay Evans.
All right, let's make sure he didn't drive here. All right, I'll set a pretrial for both Constantine and county prosecutor. And this, I heard Ms. Jackson tell you, if you did scrap the car, I want you to bring in proof that you scrapped the car. And if you're going to scrap it, I don't think there's any need to get a proper plate. The problem is your no valid operator's license charge. You've got some old tickets that you didn't pay. Again, in the old days, and I end up saying this a lot because I'm old, but they used to suspend your license, which I fully agreed with. If you get a ticket and you don't pay it, I'm in support of them suspending your license. If you get a ticket and you don't show up, they used to suspend your license. Under the wisdom of the Michigan legislature, they no longer do that. So there really isn't as much sanction if you don't pay your ticket. So you've got an unpaid ticket here in Centerville from 2019, and you have another ticket from 2018 where you didn't show up and you got defaulted. So, although I think they cleared all that stuff off your license. So, I don't think you're going to need to clear that. Your problem is you live in Michigan.
Yeah.
And you can't get a Michigan license until you get your Indiana suspensions dealt with. And I can't help you a whit in Indiana. So you can't drive. And if you drove here this morning, we're going to have some discussion about it. I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did, but I'm going to get an attorney.
I was hoping you did too.
Well, I wish I did. I used to say I wish I had a magic wand that I could. You've already got a break by some of this stuff just disappearing. But you're on the driving suspended merry-go-round that I often talk about. I'm going to set this for an attorney pretrial. Melissa, we're doing attorney pretrials on the last Friday of May, which will be the 31st, rather than the first Friday of June.
Right, I recall that.
For May 31.
Put it on my calendar.
Okay. You don't have any vacation time left. You have to stay.
Yeah. Well, I took 4 days vacation, but then on the way back, I got sick. So then I had to take a sick day.
Where'd you go?
I just took my girls down to Panama City for
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
According to the cameras, he did drive here.
Okay. Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Scott? We're going to decide whether you're going to go to jail this morning for lying to my face. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
The walk of shame there. The judge let Mr. Scott cool his heels for 20 minutes, and then he called him back.
I understand the pressure people feel about missing a court appearance. But driving here on a driving suspended charge isn't very good. Find you're in contempt of court for lying to me. I'm gonna give you 1 day in jail credit, 0. You'll get out tomorrow. Going to jail.
Can I let somebody know to come get their vehicle? Sure. My phone's out there.
Yep.
And he's all locked up.
We'll take care of that before you go. So, you have a long history of not paying your fines.
Like I said, I was hoping to come here and find a way off that merry-go-round.
Well, maybe we can do that, but the way to do it isn't to drive here. If you want the prosecutor to give you some consideration and then lie to me about it, that's not helpful. So, lesson learned.
Sir, I want to not get my interview at international papers tomorrow.
Yeah, what time is it?
I set it for 9 o'clock.
Well, that's your fault. You're going to get booked out here in the morning about 5 a.m. So 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
When will it get booked out?
He'll get booked out if it's only 1 day. He'll be booked out at 9:30 because he's going into custody at 9:30.
I swear, Your Honor, I'm done.
Don't argue with me about it. I felt like I was going to
argue. I just don't
How about 90 days in jail? Then you can set the thing out farther when you want to. This is your own fault. This goes under the category of the only person who's responsible for this is you. I'll put release defendant at 5 a.m. All right, you go with the court officer.
So can I go let somebody know?
Yeah, we'll take care of that. She'll help you with that, and we'll get you the court-appointed paperwork before you go to court or to jail.
Want to head that way?
All right.
Does he have any paperwork?
He will. He'll need his court-appointed paperwork and other stuff. All right, Ms. Jackson and Ms. Halleck, thank you for your help.
Next guy is a walk-in, and it doesn't end well for him either.
In this case, Mr. Talbot, it is alleged that on or about April 11th, that you assaulted Jessica Talbot, an individual you had a child in common with, or your spouse. 2 counts. Domestic violence is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You don't have anything in our system, but there's no criminal history in here. There's no nothing else. You went to the jail this morning to turn yourself in, and they sent you here. And you're going to jail. I'm not going to arraign you here. You got 2 counts of domestic assault. It's alleged.
Judge, he never went to the jail to turn himself in. They called.
Oh, they
The jail
called
sent
the
them here.
okay.
Apparently, that's the story.
All right. Okay. Anyway, it's alleged that on 2 separate occasions, April 11th and on a even earlier occasion, you choked Jessica, and they didn't charge that. So the bailiff's going to take you into custody. You're going to go to jail. They'll arraign you. They'll set a bond, and they will.
Sir,
Yes.
he lives with me.
Yes. Be quiet.
Well,
He's getting arrested on a 2-count assault warrant issued by the prosecutor, and we'll deal with it after he gets arraigned. But I'm not going to do a walk-in PR bond on a 2-count domestic assault where someone allegedly was choked. He can go to the jail, and they'll arraign him this afternoon by the magistrate. I don't have enough information here either. So, yes?
If I may, I charged this, and I did already make a phone call to DHHS because there were minor children in the home. One of the children allegedly witnessed what had happened. Unfortunately, they're very young and delayed, but DHHS is involved with an ongoing worker, so there's been an investigation. I'm hoping that case stays open. I would just encourage the defendant, once released from jail or released to jail, to contact that worker, get involved in any services that they're going to offer. But that was April 12th, and I have not had contact with DHHS since then. So.
All right, Mr. Talbot, you can go with the court officer.
yes.
He'll be taken out to the jail. They'll give him lunch. He'll get arraigned by the magistrate. The magistrate will set a bond, and you can call and find out what the bond is.
What time can
Yeah,
I
you
do that?
Probably about
That's what we give to her.
2:30. So I would
How do
check.
you get up? How do you do? I don't know nothing about no bonds or anything. I just.
They can give you that information at the jail
Anything
regarding the
there's no
bonding
book staff
companies.
for me.
Will he be able to get out and go to work today? I mean,
Probably not.
we'll get there.
Please. Let's go this way.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching. You can really help me out by commenting on the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thanks.